October 1st, 2021. Good morning, everyone. As y'all seen in the last video, I had a spiritual fight with my wife, and normally it takes a couple days for her to come back to her senses. Last night, she was kind of more cordial, wanting to be in the same room as me, but the enemy, I don't keep my guard down when it comes to this enemy, man. So yesterday I'm at work, right? I'm checking the bank account, I see that it's a advance, it's a deposit into the account. And I'm like, where the hell, where did this deposit come from? And it's the day before, I done set up the account, our finances to be good. You know what I'm saying? We're good financially. I'm getting us out of debt that she done put us in. The enemy done put us in from her making bad decisions, doing payday advances. And her excuses is always, well, I'm using it for the family. And I'm like, well, where's this money at that you're using for the family? Because the bills was paid through my paycheck at the time, So you're getting a $500 payday advance, but you're not telling me where is this money going. And she'll give me, well, it went to this and it went to this, but it still don't add up and don't make sense. And it's not that my wife can't get a payday advance. I'm all if we're together, it just need to be communicated. Look, babe, we need to get a payday advance to pay this, to do this, and that's it. But what she does, she'll get a payday advance and don't say anything to me. So when I'm calculating the bills and trying to, clean up our credit and trying to, get us out of the debt that we was in by her making bad decisions with the money, I'm counting. I know how much my wife make. I know how much I make. I get paid one week. She gets paid the following week. So I'm like, okay, I'm trying, on this check, we're going to pay these bills. On this check, we're going to pay these bills. But when her check comes, it's super short. So it throws everything off on how I calculated because my wife did not communicate to me. Now, she done did this a couple times. And it's funny how it takes place when the enemy's using her. Making her believe that we don't have money, making her believe that we struggling, making her believe that she can't buy the things that she can, and that's never been a problem or issue. She gets her nails done whenever she wants to get her nails done. She gets her hair done when she wants to get her hair done. I don't control them. I don't tell her what type of style to get and what her budget is on getting her hair done. You do whatever you want to do. But the enemy will make it seem like, and I think I done talked about this in the past videos, the enemy will make it seem like we don't have it. When God been guiding my steps. That's another thing, man. A lot of y'all probably are doubters on me, and that's cool. But I know God been providing for my family, and we ain't never had to struggle. He done gave us favor. Why? Because I'm doing the will of God. Me making this video is for God's purpose. It's my purpose, but it's God's will. And if I'm doing godly work, I'm going to continue to get blessed. When he sees that I'm standing firm and I know who I'm fighting against and I still continue to love my wife, he's giving me favor. He's giving me mercy. He's giving me grace. Like, God is providing. And I'll be trying to explain this to my wife. Like, when she thinks things is not going to happen, I'm like, since we've been together, when have we struggled? When have we struggled? The only time we done struggled is when she lets the enemy gets the best of her and she does something with our money, which throws everything out of whack, and then I'm over here trying to figure it out how to get us back on track. Like I said, we don't smoke, we don't drink, we don't gamble, we don't have bad habits. You know. But so I done talked to my wife about these cash advances. It's not that you like all you got to do is say, look, babe, we need this money. And, you know, I could get a cash advance and we could use $40, $50 for some gas until I get money tomorrow from the cake business or whatever, right? So I'm like, you know, but you're not doing that. Like, you're not communicating. Any little move I make, if it's financially, if it's having to do with us, insurance, medical, credit, me making a purchase or something, I run it by my wife. I run it by her. I don't make no moves because I feel like I'm the man and I'm the head of the house. No, she's my equal. So I run everything by my wife. But she don't run everything by me financially. And that's the problem. It's not about me. The enemy done put it in her mind that I'm trying to control the money. But I'm like, how am I controlling it when you got access to my bank account, same way I got access to your bank account? You can see what's in the account. I can see what's in the account. I never tell you, like, give me your money and I'm going to put it up. And I don't know, and you ain't going to know, you know, where the money's at. I don't control her on buying things. She buy whatever she wants to buy from Amazon. My thing is just make sure we're good. Like, make sure, you know, we don't have to worry about food. Our lights is on, as you see. Our internet is on. Our phones is on. Everything, all our bills is good. But when she does, you know, get these cash advances without really communicating, it's a problem. So we had the spiritual fight Sunday night. Yesterday I go to work. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm mixing up my days. We had the spiritual fight Wednesday night. No, Tuesday night. That all day Wednesday was her in the room sleeping, not talking to me, being real nonchalant. And then Thursday I go to work. And then I check the account and she does another payday advance. Even though I made sure we was good from Wednesday till Saturday, when we supposed to be getting some extra income. So she tells me, well, I needed to get a cash advance. She gets a cash advance for like $200, right? Now, we got income coming in this weekend, and then I get paid on Tuesday. What do we need $200 for? Well, I got to pay the babysitter to pick our kids up on Friday. Okay, so why $200? We already had money in the account that was going, that, look, like I said, bills was paid. We filled up our gas tanks. All we had to do, 2 days until Saturday, and we would have been good. We would have got more income. That would have been good for us until, my check comes. But she's saying that we have to pay the babysitter to come to pick up our children that stay 10 minutes away. Right? We got 2 little babies. So first thing I'm thinking, how much are we got to pay? We got to pay $50. I'm like, that don't even make sense. $50? So I bring up Uber. I'm like, well, Uber could pick them up, right? Well, Rashad, she's like, Rashad, they're babies. Who's going to ride with them? I said, you know what? Yeah, you right. Okay. So I'm like, okay, it's whatever, man. First of all, because when I questioned her about the money, she got upset. She got upset, right? And I'm like, why would you take out $200 when we just needed $50? We already had money in the bank account, to last us for the next 2 days. But like I said, that money we was not going to even use because we got food, we got gas. We don't really need that money. Maybe if you want to get you a bite to eat, that's fine. But other than that, and she don't even need a bite to eat because where she work at, they supply the food. She can't even leave. So it's like, okay, maybe you don't want to cook on Thursday or Friday. Okay, that's fine, but you cooked on Thursday. Okay, so today's Friday, so maybe you didn't want to cook. We have money for that. All we had to do was just make it till Saturday, and then we have extra income. So why are you taking out $200 in a payday advance? So now when you get paid and your check is already small, because you missed 2 days of work. You were sick one day, and then another day, you missed the day. I didn't say nothing. You missed 2 days of work. So your check is already going to be small, but now it's going to be smaller with $200 that have to be deposited back in, right? But I'm looking at it like the way I set it up, and I told her, I said, when I get paid on Tuesday, these is the bills that we're going to pay. Then when you get paid, you're going to pay these bills with your check. This is pretty much free money checks because all our bills is paid. Majority of all our bills, the big bills is paid. So it's kind of like catching, just getting us out of debt bills. But we're good, right? So it's not even like I'm using my whole check and she's using her whole check, but we're going to try to clear some of this debt up. So I set it all up. Everything was set up. So, but she goes get a $200 cash advance when all she really needed was maybe $60, $70 cash advance because you talking about $50 on that this 19-year-old girl done convinced you that's how much it's going to cost for her to pick up our kids through the babysitter app. I said, okay, but you ain't doing no research, right? So this morning, yesterday, let me go ahead and admit, I'm at work, I'm frustrated because I'm like, how many times I got to tell you to communicate? How many times I got to continue to tell you, don't get a payday advance. If you do, let me know why you're getting it and how much you're getting it for. All you got to do is communicate that. You're not communicating. You're just doing what you want to do, but it's affecting us. But like I said, she still got the enemy within her because her decision making is not right. And God tells us when you're unstable in the mind, everything you do, and I'll post the Bible verse here. Some of y'all already know. Everything you do is going to be your decision making is going to be unbalanced. You're not going to make the right decisions when you're double-minded, meaning It's your mind and the enemy controlling your mind. That's what God means by double-minded. Okay? That's how I interpret it. So she's making these decisions that don't make sense. So I come at her. Like I don't cuss at my wife, but I finally. So yeah, kind of got lost. I had to step away from the video for a second, but you know, she gets these cash advances. Don't tell me when she's getting it. I'm not saying that she can't get it, but at least communicate that you are getting it, so I know, you know, how much money we have in our accounts. You know, so you want to use a babysitter, but then this morning, I'm like, you know what? My son could ride. He gets out of school. He gets home before 4. We got to pick the kids up by 4:30. She's about 10, 15 minutes away. I could have the Uber. I could set it up that the Uber picks up my son, goes to the daycare, picks up his sisters, and have the Uber bring them back. And we'll be charged like $20, not $50. Right? So, I'm trying to run this so, my wife is on her way to work. She don't start work until 7. She can't be on her phone and talk and do all this stuff while she's at work. So it's like 20 minutes before 7. And we're messaging each other. And then I said to myself, why are we messaging each other? We could just, talk over the phone. I'm trying to call her. She calls me back. But when I answer, she hangs up. Then I'm calling her back, but she ain't picking up the phone. So now I'm getting a little frustrated. Like, okay, but you know how it is with phones sometimes. Sometimes you could be calling and they could be calling at the same time and y'all ain't, it's just, one of those interference type of things. But she's not trying to call me back because I kind of chilled for like a couple seconds or whatever to see if she was going to try to make an attempt to call. So she's not calling back and I'm trying to call her. So when I call her, she's like, what? I was trying to message you. I'm like, why are you trying to message me when I'm calling you? Okay. So then I'm telling her about the Uber, right? She tells me, I just told you that I gave Zelle or transferred the money over to her, $10. I said, you didn't tell me. Yes, I did. I did tell you. I said, no, you did not tell. Now she's starting to get upset. She's getting angry. She says, I know I'm not crazy. I know what I told you. I'm trying to talk to her to calm her down, to tell her, if you told me, it's in the messages because we're leaving voice messages to each other via text. So either it's in the voice message or you texted saying that you sent the girl $10, because if you sent the girl $10, then we don't need to be doing the Uber. But did you talk her down from 50 to a cheaper price? Because I sent you a screenshot showing that it only cost $11 to take and then another 11 to come back. So that's like $22, $23 at most. You know what I'm saying? And I could set it up like this. She's so upset. She ain't trying to hear me or listen to me. And so I know I'm in a spiritual fight because we shouldn't even be arguing and she should not be getting loud and getting upset because I'm telling her, you did not tell me this. So she hangs up on me. Here we go with the hang up again. I said, let me go back to these messages. So I go back to the messages and I go all the way up to, I know when I brought up her trying to talk this girl down lower, and I'm listening to all her messages. Not one time did my wife say anything about giving this girl $10. But the enemy done got her all riled up and angry to the point now she's calling me. So I call her, so I answer, and I'm like, I just listened to the messages. You did not say it. Like, if you said it and I didn't hear it, then I'm going to be the first one to say, I apologize. I didn't get the message, but you never sent or said it. It's not saying that you're crazy, but if you're going to call yourself crazy, but this ain't the first time that this done happened, that she accused, that she said, I told you this. And I'm like, no, you didn't. Go back and listen to it. If you said it, it should be on the messages. If it's not on the messages, then I never got it. And I don't need to lie to my wife to make me feel first of all, I don't need to lie. When you follow God, the things that you used to do, you don't even do no more. So it don't benefit me to lie to make my wife seem like she's crazy. I don't do that type of mental controlling. Like, even though I know I'm wrong, I'm going to lie to her and make it seem like she's wrong so I don't look like I'm wrong. Nah, that's not happening. It don't benefit, especially going through these spiritual fights. Why would I want to make my wife seem like she's crazy? You know, and I've been lying this whole time. No, I have not been lying this whole time. And when you follow God's word, he cleanses you from all your negative sins that you done had, you know, from the time you was a child until the time you accepted him as Lord and Jesus Christ. So back to it, man. She's on the phone. Instead of just saying, you know what, I apologize. So what you gonna do now? What you gonna do now? Huh? You do it. I did and I'm like, calm down. Why you just can't say I apologize and we move on and we try to figure out what's the best way to get our kids, because I don't want to leave. If I got to leave from work to pick up the kids, that's not good on me right now. You know, you can't leave from work to pick up the kids. So are we going with the babysitter or are we going with the Uber? So, but the thing is, she got so upset of me trying to tell her to calm down. And, you know, sometimes you just need to listen and stop yelling and screaming. But she's already being controlled by the enemy because she's already upset over nothing I did. Ain't nothing I did for her to get this upset. And we're trying to talk about kids and come up with a solution, what's best for us. She hangs up the phone. She blocks me. Now you blocking me from text. Now I'm texting her, not leaving voice messages. I'm texting her to try to figure out, okay, what's the best situation? You know, how much is the babysitter asking? I just got a text back from her about 5 minutes ago stating the babysitter want 30. But I told her to tell the babysitter, we're going to use you later on the weekends. Like, you should want to make, if you're the babysitter, you're trying to do a whole lot when we don't have, like, we're going to use you again, but you're trying to overcharge us when we could go a different route and do it cheaper. And then it gets to the point we won't even use you because you're trying to overcharge us. If you're going to overcharge us picking up our kids one way, $30 one way, that's a 10-minute drive when I could pay Uber there and back $20. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. But then my wife already shot her $10 without letting me know that she was going to send her $10 because her mind told her that she already done told me that she was sending $10, which don't make sense. Why would you send her $10 now? We're trying to figure out things. See, the enemy does things to try to mess up with whatever you're trying to do. That's $10 that could have went towards the Uber driver, or it could have went to something else. So now you sent her 10, but now she's asking for 30. So technically she wants to get paid $40 one way coming back, picking up our kids and coming back. No, I'm not doing that. I already done told my son, hey, Uber's going to pick you up at 4. It's already scheduled for them to come at 4, pick him up, take him to the babysitter, and then He gets the car seats, put them back in there, ride home. Uber takes him home, we good. And that's what we're going to end up doing. But at the end of the day, you got to get into the word of God. The enemy, if he works on you so tough, you start believing everything that the enemy plants in your head, because you're not living by truth. You don't have no self-control. You're living angry and everything else. So that's just something I just wanted to bring up. That's pretty much it. God bless you. I'm out.